So we got all these rooms. These rooms have videos. These rooms have pictures. They got little things like this you can put information on, little tiny stuff, right? It says 1 by 1, 3 by 4, or 4 by 3, or 2 by 4, or 4 by 5, or 5 by 5, or 16 by 9. What? How do we update? How do we do that? How do we get our pictures to fit nicely so there's no black lines on the side or on the top and the bottom? Today we're going to take a deep dive into how to format pictures to fit beautifully on your walls, and I, with you, am going to update my art gallery. It's going to get very detailed. Let's get into the computer. Come on. The first thing that I do before I customize a metaverse room is to create a new folder for that room. So you'll see here I have pictures for the Infiniverse, the overarching folder. In this folder I have my art gallery, and inside my art gallery I have raw and uncut pictures. Now I've already gathered all the pictures that I need for this project and I put them in here. Ones that I feel are going to work in different types of aspect ratios, because we're going to be dealing with 1 by 1, 16 by 9, 5 by 4, 3 by 4, 4 by 5. And so I've uploaded all these pictures into here so that I know that this is what I want in that room. Everything's organized inside this folder first. Now that we have our pictures organized, let's go to multiverseonline.io. Multiverseonline.io, go to your account. You'll notice I have 2 memberships here. Now this was a mistake, I created 2, I don't need 2. The sad thing is, I've built a room on the one I need to delete. So I have a premium account, some of you have been there, with my videos and some pictures and some rooms through my doors. Spent some time on it, but it's an unnecessary metaverse, and unfortunately I have to delete it. So I sent them an email saying I want to delete and cancel this one. So the one we're going to work on today, the art gallery, is inside here in Recovering Addict 38. So we go inside here. These are all my properties inside the Infiniverse. We go down to the art gallery, which I've labeled Life is Beautiful. And let's look at the first picture we want to work on. Now there's large info stands and 1 by 1 info pictures. We're going to save the information for last. We're just going to focus on pictures. The first picture we're going to work on is a 4 by 5. So I'm going to show you how to crop a picture for a 4 by 5. So you got 2 vertical 4 by 5s, 2 horizontal 5 by 4s. So the first picture we're going to work on is a 4 by 5 aspect ratio. This is an odd aspect ratio, and I'll show you why. So what I use, this is not sponsored, this is what I use. It's called Adobe Spark. I sign into Adobe Spark, and Adobe Spark's already kind of pre-built with selected sizes for different types of social media. We got Square, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, poster, and landscape, but 4 by 5 and 5 by 4 is not here. Not even in the standard will you find 5 by 4 or 4 by 5, so we have to customize this. To get that 4 by 5, 4 is the width, 5 is the length now, we need 1024 by 1280. This is going to give us the exact aspect ratio that we need. Skip this part because we don't want to upload our picture here yet. We want full control to be able to crop this picture to look the best for the way we like it. So I skip this. It's going to bring us to this screen, which has tons of options, but let's just focus on the aspect ratio. You see this yellow square, rectangle, whatever you want to call it? This is a 4 by 5 now. Let's get rid of our text and upload our first photo. Now I've already pre-uploaded all my photos and I know what I want on my first 4 sets of pictures. Me and my friends went light painting up in the sand dunes here in Utah, so I want to use 4 of the pictures of this light painting adventure that we went on. And now I'm cropping this into a vertical picture, so I have to pull tight, which is going to chop off the sides. You'll see as I open this, it goes in here, get rid of that text, and now what I need to do is I need to pull this picture to fit that yellow rectangle. Drag and crop this all the way in. You're going to see that it blurs out, just completely ruins the picture if I try to crop to this size with this size of photo. But it's an art gallery, right? So let's get artistic. So I'm going to spin this thing on its side. I'm going to pull it over here. I'm going to put that corner right in that corner, and then I'm going to pull it out this way until it fits and see what that looks like. Kind of weird, artsy. I don't like it. So I'm gonna delete this picture. I don't want that picture in there. Let's look for another one. Maybe we have to change gears and find a whole nother 4 set of pictures. So let me look for something that's more vertical. So I go back into my pre-selected pictures. This looks nice. We can do some landscape. See, it's already in that format of a vertical type picture. We can stretch it out to fit here, and that looks nice. Stretch it out a little more to cover up that yellow. You want to completely cover the yellow. And now we got a little room to play with, top and bottom. And I think right there looks good. So now what I'm going to do is download this as a solid PNG. And I already have my folders built. Size and colored is now what this is. And I'm going to label this one swamp because it kind of looks like a swamp. Hit save. Now let's go back to the multiverse, go to our first 4x5 picture and upload that swamp picture. So I go to my size and color, I click swamp, and there we go. I click swamp and there we go. And now it fits. Let's go to picture 2. We need another 4x5. So let's go back to Adobe Creative Cloud, delete this picture, keep our same format, hit our photos, upload a photo. Let's go back to our art gallery, into our raw and uncut, and look for another photo that may look good next to that photo. This would be a good contrasting photo because of the blue and the lines, and it's already in that vertical. So I'm looking for more of a vertical type of a picture here. Or this one, kind of a contrast from water and from trees to water. Let's use this one. It might look good next to each other. So we put this in here. We know we're going to go for that perfect aspect ratio. Center it up. And drop it down just a hair. Just a hair. Just a hair. There we go. That looks all right. Download this. Call this one God. Go back to the multiverse, picture 2, upload, size and color. There it is, God. Open that into this area. There we go. Now we have 2 pictures on our wall that are in the 4x5 aspect ratio. So now our next 2 pictures are 5x4. Let's go back to Spark and start over. It's custom. And now we do the opposite. We do 1280 by 1024 for a 5x4. So we went from a vertical picture, now we're going to a horizontal picture. Okay. Skip this spot. Upload a photo. Now we're going to go back to our pre-selected photos in the art gallery, and let's just choose one we think would look good. We could do this one. I've always loved this picture I took this picture probably 15 years ago. We could do some running in the light pictures. We did that. That was cool. Kazi, that's more of a vertical picture. Let's see what else we got. We got me being a photographer. We got me lifting weights. Is that the feel that we want? That's a good 16:9 picture right there. And we'll get to that in a second. But let's just use this camping trip one. We'll do a camping and a water picture next to each other. Kind of tells a story, right? Maybe you can line up your pictures to tell a story. So let's pick this one. Get rid of this text. It doesn't matter. You don't have to. You can if you want. But now I'm going to drag this open and get this to fit in there. So I'll drop the corners, and you can see the corners here, right? They got these little circles you can drag, and you see the real size of the picture and how much you've cut off. See how much you've actually cut off, a little bit of the bottom and on the side. So I'm going to try to pull that in, just get as much as we can. Now we have a little bit of picture to work with. Do we want to hide the boat? Of course not. That's like kind of the main thing of the picture in this little area. So that looks good to me. to download this as a solid PNG. We'll put boat, B-O, boat, simple name. Go back to the multiverse, go to picture 3, upload this one, size and color. There's the boat. Organize, keep your files organized. So much easier to work through your flow organized in files than having the stuff all over your desktop. Picture 4, upload. Back to our art gallery, raw and uncut. We're doing a horizontal picture. We already pre-chose this one because I love it. Open this up and see if it fits all on its own. It does not fit on its own. You see the white there and the white there, so let's clear this picture out. Go back to Adobe Creative Cloud, and we know that this is already in the aspect ratio that we want, so we just delete this picture. Let's go to Photos, Upload, Kazi. Stretch this out. There is even a way to cheat if you want to keep that full picture, is you could click that color in the background and change it to black. Or take this pen and choose a color. Maybe you want it to look like the darkness of these trees and not so much black. Maybe that fits a little better. See how it's gray there? But I want it to fill the whole frame. So let's just get it to fill this whole frame nicely, and then we'll center it. That looks good. I think that looks good right there. Let's see. Yeah, I think more centered to that side. Download. Start our download. Solid. Call this beauty water. Butte. We'll just call it Butte water. Go back to our multiverse. Hit picture 4. Upload a file. Size and colors. There's our Butte water. There it is. Let's put that picture in there and see if it fills up the whole frame. Now we have 4 pictures that fill up the frame properly, so it's going to look like a professional has updated this room. All right, so now down here we have 3x4s. We just did 4x5s. Now we have 3x4s and 4x3s. In here we have a 4x3, but there's no 3x4, so we're going to have to customize this. The aspect ratio for 3x4 is going to be 768 by 1024. And the 4:3 is 1024 by 768. You just flop them for vertical or horizontal, right? Next, skip. This is going to give us our picture here. So let's find one that fits nice. I think I'm going to go with this one. And that almost is perfectly already there. Just kind of make sure it's, I would like to see this centered. I think that looks good. Let's download this as a solid PNG. Power. For power lines. It's in our sized and color photo. Save. Go back to the multiverse. Upload a file. Saved in color. And now it's power. Let's do a 16:9. So a 16:9 frame, we go back to Adobe Spark. I like to just start over if I don't have it, because it pulls up this awesome window where we can look for your standard 16:9 wide. Choose that one, hit next, skip this, and now we have a perfect 16:9. So let's upload a photo that would work good wide. This is a wide angle. This is like your TV. This is like your widescreen TV, 16:9. Art gallery, sized and color. We want raw and uncut. So we're looking for a nice wide photo. That's a cool one. And I know this is a nice and wide one, so I kind of just want to use this one. We'll pull that in here. Looks great. Let's download that. Solid color. Let's put LT rock. Standing on a big rock. Back to the multiverse. Pick the file for this picture, sized and color, LT rock. There you go. So now the framed picture info next to it is a 1x1. So how is a good way to create text to describe that picture? Let's do that. So we know it's a 1x1. We'll go back to Adobe Spark. We'll start over just to make it easy. Hit your square. Square is 1x1. All the doors in the Infiniverse are 1x1. A lot of stuff in the Infiniverse is 1x1 if you're going to upload stuff. Next, skip. Here's our aspect ratio. Now you could take and put a picture behind this. We'll show you a couple little tricks, okay? So you take your photos if you want to make it look nice. Let's use this power photo here. Stretch this thing way out. It doesn't need to be perfect. And we'll take and drop the opacity of this so that it's just barely visible. And that can become now your background for all your infos. And I think that's what we're going to go for. So now let's push that to the back, bring our text to the front. And now I don't really like that font, so let's get rid of it. So let's find a new font, something simple. This is simple. So we can double click this up here, and up on the right you'll see where we can type it in. Now this is a picture I took in my hometown. The mountain behind me is Ben Lomond, so I could name it, I'm in Pleasant View, so hiking in Pleasant View. Hiking in Pleasant View, Utah. Oh, actually, let's get rid of the Utah there. Delete Lake Tahoe. We'll put Pleasant View, Utah. Hey. Now grab that whole thing and make it big. And it's kind of interfering with that bright picture in the back, so we can lower that opacity even more. Just get rid of it altogether, huh? Get rid of that picture. Let's change the color to maybe a white. Yeah, nice info card. Maybe not so bright. Pinken it up or gray it up a little. Let's gray it up a little so it's not so bright in the eyes. Now we'll download this. Start download. Solid color. Hike info LT rock. Now we know what picture it goes for, right? Back to our multiverse. Put this next to this. Now this 1x1 little thing is going to be next to my picture and describe my picture. So you can fill it up nice. There we go. And now continue with that process until your whole room is done. And you can use Adobe Spark and format all your pictures, and this goes for every room, not just the art gallery. Your main lobby has 16:9s and 1x1s, and if you want to get the perfect aspect ratio, just follow what we just did. All right, whew, that took a minute. We have one more 1x1 quote, framed picture info to do. So this is how I did that. It's a 1x1. I went to Adobe Creator Cloud, Adobe Creative Cloud, did my ratio at 1x1. I picked this cool font with little quotes above it. And the last picture I have to edit is of this baseball player. Cool story behind it. That's Johnny Cueto, plays for the Giants. Been a great pitcher for a lot of years. He is my favorite pitcher. I'm a baseball fan. And so I'm just gonna label this one Johnny Oops. Johnny Cueto. Download it. Start the download. Solid PNG. Label it Johnny. We'll just put John. Make sure we're in our spot where I've been saving these. It is now saved. Go back to the Multiverse. Upload a file. And you can see I've been doing all these quotes here. I look for John. Click it. And that is the last one. My art gallery is finished. So let's see what that looks like from top to bottom. What I've done on my central podium, this is the one that's up on the middle floor. It says, art's what not you see, but what you make others see. My name's LT. My first door, I turned into a Metaverse URL by clicking this and then copying and pasting one of my Metaverse URLs from an Infiniverse property on Uranus. Anyway. And then another large info stand. As soon as you walk in the door, you're going to be greeted by Bruce Lee. And then the pictures I've taken, and then you can see I've added info or little sayings. And as I went through my pictures, I just said, what is the first thing that came to my mind as I saw that picture? And that's what I wrote on these info cards. The second door, I turned into Infiniverse URL, a Metaverse URL, and I put a picture of the tallest building, and it's floor 296. So if you're ever in my art gallery and you want to zip over to the 296th floor of that tallest building, now you have a way. Another thing, so then you see the rest of the pictures, and it's finished. The art gallery is done. So let's jump in the Oculus. And take a look at a finished product. I'm going to go to my wrist menu, click on Recovering Addict. This one's being deleted. I'm in my unfinished room that I have to start over because I created 2 metaverses, but it's being deleted. And now I go to my door. It's called Life is Beautiful, my art gallery. Uh-oh, I forgot to do one thing. Hold on, you see how my door is just plain? We don't like that, so I'm gonna go here because I know I have a favorite picture that I like. So I'm gonna go for my phone. Okay, hit my art gallery, look for this picture that I really like. Hopefully I can find it fast. I'm gonna airdrop this to my computer really quick. Now I'm gonna go back out of here, go to my lobby, and in my lobby, the one door for Life is Beautiful, I need to upload this picture. So now I'm gonna go here. I already know it's a 1x1. So I'm gonna go back to my desktop because I just airdropped it really quick. The image number is 0431, so I'm gonna look for 0431. Double click it, open, and now this is going to be the image on my door. So let's go back into here. Okay, just restart, refresh it, and now this door should be good to go. Give it a second to load. Flip to the right, boom. Art gallery, picture, me, Life is Beautiful. Let's go. As soon as you walk in, like I said, you're gonna be greeted by Bruce Lee. And then here is the finished art gallery. Now here's a little trick I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna zoom around the art gallery, but I'm gonna back away from this. Let me get my camera repositioned so you can see what I'm talking about here. Okay? Let's pull this out. Don't fall over, camera. Now watch the way I maneuver through my art gallery using my chair to make it smooth, okay? So I'm gonna look left. I'm gonna push my button. And now I can smoothly, by spinning my chair around, walk smoothly through my art gallery. And you can see that it's a finished product now. Doors lead to somewhere. Back to Bruce Lee. We have the pictures. All the frames are completely filled in, one by one. See? Now these are 16 by 9, that's the format, but the board that they have it displayed on is bigger than that, but that's what you get. You could get creative and do a black on something to fix that, but it's okay. So here we go. Completed art gallery. If you ever see me up in the Infiniverse and say, hey, yo, let me check out that art gallery, we're going.